Today on the channel, we dive into WWE Monday Night Wars Series 11 with the Rick Rude Build-A-Figure. In the back half, we rank the entire wave from my least favorite to my favorite.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, back again with another WWE Monday Night Wars series review. Today with Series 11 and Build-A-Figure review with the Build-A-Figure Rick Rude. But of course, for all your WWE Mattel needs and everything else under the sun, hit up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. Got to get a deal out there. And of course, we're going to do this review. We're going to talk the Build-A-Figure in the first half. And in the back half, we're going to rank this entire wave from my least favorite to my favorite, so stay tuned for that. Now, your mileage may vary on this wave. If you could track it down at your local Walmart store, at least in my area, I only saw these part of the SummerSlam shipper. If the stores didn't get the shipper, they didn't get these figures. So, as I say, your mileage may vary. Not the hardest set to go at first. One of the shippers was missing Mosh. It had a bunch of Thrashers, but no Moshes. It was a weird deal. But I eventually tracked them all down numerous times. So once again, patience is a virtue, as we always say. You'll eventually get them, or you won't, Todd McFarlane. You never know how that might go. But an interesting wave here, Series 11. Some heavy hitters. Hulk Hogan's always a heavy hitter. Maybe some deeper cuts as far as some things. But we're going to get into a lot of it, and we'll talk in the back half. And of course, check out this channel. I did review each and every single one of these on the channel, so make sure you subscribe. What are you waiting for? Check out the Patreon, too. How about? But let's dive into Rick Rude here, the Build-A-Figure. Got to be honest, a bit of a letdown as a Build-A-Figure for me personally, at least. I understand getting this one back out there. At least it's a different suit color. We'll compare it to the prior Build-A-Figure, which I can't even remember what series that was. It's been a couple of years now. But it is Ravishing Rick Rude, and I think when most people think of Ravishing Rick Rude, they think of him wrestling the Ultimate Warrior, probably. That's a pretty good one, Todd McFarlane. That's what we think of. Battles against Sting as well. That's a great one. But obviously, he had a moment in time where he was a bit of a manager for DX, the NWO, and even involved in ECW, Shane Douglas, stuff like that. Would love to have that version of Rick Rude in the future. Maybe that's a possibility. Would love to see that next. But we did get the time, of course, where he was on Monday Nitro, or I guess he was on Monday Night Raw first, and then the next week, what do you know? He's on Monday Nitro. He shaves his face. And technically, correct me if I'm wrong, the gray suit here belongs to the Monday Nitro appearance, where the black was the DX appearance over there on Raw. I believe I got that. Obviously, WCW had the shaved, just the mustache. We had the full beard over there on Raw. So your mileage may vary which one you do prefer, but it is cool to have one for each of your shelves. A DX shelf, maybe an NWO shelf, or if you're like me, you're an absolute wild man. I reached out to a good friend of the channel, Dougie, a local collector here. He had no need for the Rick Rude Build-A-Figure. He sold it to me for a good brother price. I don't know if I necessarily needed two of these, but my brain just said two heads. I need both of them, which makes me remember I still need to track down, yes, I'm going to say it, another Sam Roberts figure. I need to display both versions of Sam Roberts, so I need to track down another Sam Roberts. It's a crazy life I live sometimes, Todd McFarlane, but I'll get there eventually, I'm sure. But this Rick Rude is interesting. Choose your own adventure, which one you want. But if you're really going to do it, I think it's got to be the WCW one. You guys tell me in the comments. But obviously, you can see he does fit on a Mattel Ringside Collectible stand. Now, the hands he comes with 2 gripping hands, but also 2 fists of fury. Nothing like getting punched in the face with a guy in a suit. It's a wild move. And then he does come with the Monday Night Raw microphone, which I wish he would have came with maybe both microphones. That would have been kind of nice to have a Nitro and a Raw one. Is what it is, though. But I always do like to get these Raw microphones. You can always use them with other characters if you really need to. Now, Rick Rude looking good in the head sculpt departments. Both heads I would know. You like a beard, you like a mustache. I always loved a good mustache in the 80s. But the 90s, it was all about the beards for me. And I should say 90s and beyond. And one of these days I need to shave. I don't know what I'm going to do. Do I just go to a mustache? Do I just go to like a goatee, like a Jim Neidhart, and shave everything else? I think it's time to freshen it up. Maybe take a couple inches, maybe short the hair down. Maybe not. I don't know. But Rick Rude looks good right here. We're going to go through the mustache version. He must ask you a question, Todd McFarlane. We got 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose, and a mouth, and a beautiful mustache that would make Man-at-Arms, Tom Selleck, and my dad blush. There's no doubt about it. But looks like Rick Rude. I do like that. Now, one issue I have with this figure is he is very long-necked on this one, and the head does not sit all the way down. I even had to heat it up and push it. Your mileage may vary, but both of these, he's got a little of that giraffe neck syndrome, which is always rough. You don't want to have that giraffe neck syndrome, unless you're Jeffrey or something, Todd McFarlane. But a little long in the neck there for old Rick Rude. But it looks like Rick Rude, very stoic face on him here. No problems with that. Now, diving into the body, it is your typical Build-A-Figure. No issues going together. Everything plugged together just fine. Gray suit, white undershirt, got the tie going on. Very fashion forward here. Black shoes down at the bottom. One of those things, though, where maybe you don't want a Rick Rude. Maybe you got the old one, whatever it is. You just put this head in a baggie. You sell this head and you use this body and you make it into a suited figure of somebody else maybe you were wanting along the way. That's always an option with stuff like this. What, Todd? Yep, you get that extra Sam Roberts head. You just throw it right on there. You could do that too if you needed to. I'm not going to judge you. Maybe a little, but not too much. Now, his arms do go all the way around. You do get a bicep cut. He does got a little squeak to him, like a mouse. You hear that? I kind of enjoy it. Nah, I don't know. But anyways, he squeaks away right there. Double jointed, pinless elbows. Hands back and forth, side to side, removable. Head back and forth, side to side, removable. A lot of movement in that long giraffe neck there, no doubt. Waist articulation, of course. Ab crunch. Yep, got that ab crunch kind of mixed in there. It almost looks like his suit's a little too big for him, too. And he does got the collar, so you know he's trying to get into Club Grayskull, of course. One of the greatest dance clubs of all time, as we know. Big old splits right there in a suit, looking good. Goes up for the big boot, thigh cut. Oh, double jointed, pinless knees. Very tight right there, and then nothing really out of the ankles. And as we saw already, he does fit on a ringside collectible stand. Using code Kyle, save 10% over there at ringside. Looking good for old Rick Rude. But pick your poison. Which one do you want? Do you want clean shaven, or I should say mustache or beard? How do you prefer your Rick Rude? In all honesty, I prefer the beard personally. I think he looks better in the beard. But when you think of Rick Rude, you probably think mustache most of the time. But we do got Rick Rude of the past. Once again, got to get the most out of your molds. We saw Rick Rude once upon a time. Now, one thing I will say, the new Rick Rude is a lot taller than the old one. So we got different bodies, obviously, and stuff. We got pin joints over here, pinless joints here, but upscaled a little bit. So Rick Rude a little bit short in the first versions in the black suits. Once again, yep, I know I was going to say it, Todd. I could pop the head off one of these and use it for that extra Sam Roberts if I wanted to. But I'm a wild man, of course, so I got 2 of them. And I guess this one is more Monday Nitro. This one is more... Take that back. Walk that back. If I was Michael Winslow, I'd do the sound effects. Of course, Police Academy style. But this is more Monday Night Raw. This new one is more Nitro. I believe that is the way these do go. Briefcase with this one. No briefcase down here, unfortunately. But is what it is. Is what it is. Not a bad piece of business. And now I got 4 suited Rick Rudes in my collection. I'm just collecting suit Rick Rudes is what we're doing here. And today in Series 11 from the Monday Night Wars line. Not a bad piece of business. Be interested to hear your thoughts on this Rick Rude. Which way were you going? What's your thoughts on it? How many Rick Rude suited figures do you got in your collection? All points matter, I guess, at the end of the day. But there it is. That's the Rick Rude Build-A-Figure. Now it's time to add him to the pile. And it's time to rank WWE, WCW Monday Night Wars Series 11 from my least favorite to my favorite. All right, set rankings time. It's time to rank this entire Series 11 from my least favorite to my favorite. You guys are used to this by now, hopefully. If not, let me catch you up to speed. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 figures. We're doing 5 figures here. So we got 5 figures, and we'll talk through it on the way. 5 figures, of course, starting with my least favorite, working my way to my absolute favorite. And then you guys will give me yours as well. And as I always say, this is my list, so it's 100% correct. But your list, brother, could be 100% correct as well. So take note of that along the way. But here we go. We got 5 figures. We're going to start at number 5. What comes in at number 5? Well, it's the guy we were just talking about. Ravishing Rick Rude here. Nothing against Rick Rude. I like Rick Rude, but really would have preferred a different Build-A-Figure on this one here. Could we have got Avalanche or something like that? Of course, John Tenta, one of his many gimmicks. Maybe another referee we needed, like a Nick Patrick, if that's even possible. I just feel like maybe there would have been somebody better for this slot here, seeing as how we got this in the past. Maybe, maybe not. This would have been a great one for a main event series or something. I would have loved to have seen something like that. Make it a chase with the different heads is what it is. But Not a lot of fun with this one. Suited characters are great. They're a typical Build-A-Figure, but when you start getting real wrestlers like Bob Backlund and Diamond Stud as Build-A-Figures, sometimes it's, you look at like, wow, those are exciting. That's new stuff. This kind of feels like we've been here before. So nothing against it, but going to come in at number 5. But now we're going to go over to number 4. Number 4, I'm going to go to Mosh from the Headbangers. Got those long stockings there like the Wicked Witch of the West and the Wizard of Oz here. A good figure, not as fun as the first version of Headbangers. I think that's the classic ones we always think of. But this is the even more crazy, zanier Headbangers as they're changing their music styles a little bit along the way. And Mosh is going to come in at number 4 for me, which brings us to number 3, the middle of the pack, going to his counterpart here, Thrasher. I like Thrasher just a little bit more because of the face paint. You know me, I'm a sucker for face paint. But the face paint on this one looks very like King Diamond or like Norwegian black metal or something. Looks dangerous, looks a little bit more devious. So that's what put him over the edge for me into the number 3 selection. But now we're down to the final 2 right here. Who is it going to be at number 1? Who's it going to be at number 2? Well, for me, I'm going to go to the Hulkster at number 2, which means Bryan Adams at number 1. Now, Hulkster, we've had a lot of Hulksters. We've had a ton of Hulksters. So does this feel super special? Not entirely. I like the title belt. I like the shirt. And I'm maybe one of the few, you guys tell me, I like the old school head sculpt on this one. It's not as the true effects. It's old school Mattel. I like that still to this day. I know some people don't like it. Some do. Some are in the middle, whatever it may be. I do like it, and I don't mind this old man Hulk Hogan head here. I think it's a good, respectable WCW Hulk Hogan figure for the collection, and he is probably, for the general public, the superstar of this wave, so you got to have a guy like Hulkster in here. So nothing against this one. I do like it, but Bryan Adams is going to be number 1. First time in the line. That's what I'm going to call it with this one here. It's the NWO version of Bryan Adams. Yes, we've had Crush. We've had Demolition Crush. We've probably going to get some more. Maybe we'll even get Wrath from Chronic, and I guess maybe not Chronic, but it's fun to pretend if we could. But I know some people saying, hey, we'll use both these heads for Chronic. You could if you're a customizer, but until, of course, Brian Clark gets signed, we're probably not getting Bryan Adams as the other part of Chronic here. But I do like the 2 different versions here with the 2 different heads. I think that's fun. I liked it enough. I felt like I needed 2 versions. I'm going to go through my fodder pile. I know I got an extra NWO shirt. I'm going to throw it on one of these to make them even a little bit more different. But Bryan Adams, a proud member of the NWO B team. He was rocking Thunder before it was cool to rock Thunder, as we know once upon a time. And I like that we're getting almost all of his gimmicks. If I could choose the next one, I would like the DOA is probably what I'd like. Or maybe Jailbird Crush would be a good one to get too. But it is cool. We're getting the different gimmicks of him. And I like that we're getting them all fairly quick because we've been burned in the past by Mattel kind of taking time and losing the contract license. Feels like Mattel's like, hey, we got Bryan Adams. Let's jump at it while we can. Let's get all the different gimmicks out there. So kudos to Mattel for doing that. Hopefully they continue on, finish all the versions here. But this one feels new, feels like a first time in the line. Air quotation. I feel like my 4th grade teacher, she used to always do air quotation, or she loved peace like a young Ringo Starr. I'm not sure. But I'm happy we got this Bryan Adams. He was an easy number 1 for me. All in all, just a so-so set in the pantheon of Monday Night Wars. The Build-A-Figure took a lot of luster out of this one, and I'm not against the Headbangers, but I would like to see them just as a 2-pack or something. Feels weird buying one, and then especially if the other one's not there, which is wild. The Hulkster is always going to be the Hulkster, and Bryan Adams, honestly, probably not setting the world on fire at retail either. So maybe a good wave that's a little bit more short-packed, only part of the shippers. Maybe that's probably a good idea on the Mattel end of things. I don't know. Once again, you guys tell me. But there it is, Monday Night Wars Series 11. This is my set rankings. Let me know yours in the comments. Put them in order. That's the hard part. That is the fun part. And while you're here, thumbs up the video and subscribe to the channel. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Make sure you get that done as well. Check out Patreon. Check out YouTube channel memberships to support the channel. And don't forget SirPaul64 over there on the X if you want to follow me. _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and The Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com if you need to email me for some reason. And of course, don't forget the Kyle Peterson Show podcast, available each and every single Tuesday, wherever podcasts are found, with videocast on YouTube. So for another set rankings video, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
Look at those skinny legs. Dun, dun, dun. Uh-oh. What's that ball?